Chevrolet this week has announced that they have a new UK design studio, and to show off kind of the capabilities of this studio, they revealed the first of several Corvette concepts that they say are going to be coming here this year. There's going to be additional ones revealed throughout 2025, they say, and they claim that there's no production intention behind this concept, and that it's just a rethink of what a Corvette could be with a true blank page approach. And in this case, that approach is as an electric hypercar. And it looks really cool. It has gullwing doors, a pushrod suspension, and a race car inspired chassis, they say. But there's no details on the electric powertrain, considering, again, this is just a design study. So it's all about, the design for now. But for anyone worried about, this idea that GM's playing around with an electric Corvette, there have been past rumors that have suggested that the C9 would still have a V8, and there's even been, reports, I remember about 2 years ago even reporting that there's a new small block V8 supposedly in development at GM, and that, the V8 will stick around for C9. I mean, that was, again, I haven't heard any new speculation recently. Maybe things have changed. We'll have to see, as far as, just playing a guessing game here. I mean, if C9 is going to probably have close to a 10-year lifespan, like we're probably going to be seeing here with C8, that puts us basically towards the end of the 2030s, almost 2040. By that point, will a gas-powered Corvette still be something that is in vogue? Surely, there will be, the people who will say V8 or nothing forever, but, in the kind of world that will be, in 15 years or so, I don't know. And so I think, that they kind of have to future-proof themselves with Corvettes because of the long lifespan. And the fact that, again, we still have any, 01s launching this year. Zora is probably coming a year or two after. And then, give that a little bit of time to marinate. And then we'll see C9. So, we'll have to see how that all plays out. But don't be completely shocked if there is an electric Corvette for the C9 instead, or at least a variant that's electric, and they might have to build in a duality there, possibly. We'll have to see. But anyway, other stuff as far as this concept, there's a couple interesting ideas here, including battery technology that they say is embedded into the structure itself, and also an apex vision spine, they call it, that runs, across the top there to give it a structural element that also gives it split windows front and rear, which is kind of cool. Obviously a nod to the 63 split window Corvette there. And so there's no word on when we're going to see the next concept, but the idea of them doing multiple concepts, to me, this feels, I don't know, but this feels to me like they're putting out feelers for how fans want the next Corvette to become, and the direction they want to go with it. So I feel like if we're gonna have multiple design concepts, whichever one is the most popular, potentially has the greatest reception, could end up, being the way the design studio goes as far as at least inspiration for C9. I mean, C9, they might have already locked in styling already, but this might even just be like a way to, kind of validate that they are, doing the right thing here. We'll have to wait and see, but it's really interesting. And also it's interesting because during this little press release here, they also said, Jim, one of the executives said, these teams are primarily tasked with imagining what mobility could look like 5, 10, or even 20 years into the future and driving innovation for GM. And including the number 5 is interesting here as far as the years, because oftentimes we're talking about, futuristic stuff. We're not talking about 5 years from now. And, again, 5 years is roughly around when we can probably expect C9. Maybe it'll come a little sooner than that, 2028 or something possibly. But, saying something that short term suggests that, again, this is kind of maybe putting out feelers for C9 possibly. So we'll have to see, or maybe C10 even, potentially, I don't know. But, it's very interesting to see this. Let me know your thoughts on that concept in the comments below. But, really cool, and I'm excited to see those other concepts whenever they do arrive.